Today we're going to discuss renting versus owning.
As a single professional, I had debt and no savings after my divorce. I always wonder how I can start investing in real estate to secure my future. I studied programs that gave me all the benefits of investing in real estate. Some claim I could start with no money, but I could not find one that gave me the practical, actionable steps I needed. As a wealth advisor, I've met people that own real estate but weren't ahead financially. They were rich, but they weren't wealthy. Then I finally realized that there was one vital component missing that makes someone become wealthy or not. And on the show, I will reveal what I found and give you the step-by-step actions to start investing in real estate and increase your wealth. My name is Araceli. Let's get started.
Well, this question comes up a lot, and it's renting versus owning. Well, there's a few things that we need to really talk about here. Depending on where you are in the world, rents might be comparable to the same price than your mortgage, which is owning a property, right? I'm going to talk to you about from the point of view of the GTA, which is the Greater Toronto Area. That's where I live. And the rents have been, going up quite a lot in the last couple of years. And the same with the property prices. So it is quite different that if you are in another part of the world where properties are not as high. But let's explore both ideas because there is always a debate. And even it doesn't matter where you are in the world, there is many different factors. Everybody's individual, and you may not be the person that want to own a property. We have kind of both sides. So the person that doesn't want to own something is those that they don't care to own a property. They just don't want to take care of the responsibilities that come with it. They don't want to deal with paying the utilities themselves, so they want to leave that to the property owner. The same with any repairs. So if you are older and you are by yourself, maybe renting might be a better idea than owning because of it's more practical for you, and then you have somebody that is taking care of all the little things, like if you have a garden or if there is anything that breaks in the house, that it always happens with properties. Of course, probably renting would be the best idea for you. Also, as a real estate investor, one of the things that I notice in the US where I invest, property is quite different and the prices are completely different from what they are here in the GTA. Prices are more affordable. However, even though the prices are affordable and probably rents are actually higher than what it would be to have a mortgage, I see that most Americans, at least in the state of Ohio, they would prefer to rent. And I think the reason is because in the 2008 crisis that a lot of homeowners lost their home because of the value of the property went down, and they're still recovering from it. And I think that is just fear. So it depends on the culture as well. I just wanted to give you kind of a point of view from a different point of the part of the world, and where people are just don't like to own. They feel that it's very risky and that they just rather pay the rent and stay there. Now, if you are looking to buy, that's a different thing. So you also have to take into consideration where you are in life. And depending on that, it's also what you're going to decide if you're going to be renting or not. The one thing is first, like, did you just finish school? Do you have student loan? Do you have parents that are helping you? And depending on the price of the properties where you live, it might be really difficult to accumulate the down payment. And this is exactly what is happening here in the GTA, which right now I'm doing this video in 2022, and properties that are, you know, just the starter homes probably range in the 500 plus. And when I'm talking about 500, you probably get like a small condo. There's not very big, maybe 400 to 500 square feet, and it'll cost you in the range of 5 to 600,000. So when you look at that, and also depending if you are a first home buyer or you are looking to buy an investment property, then that might be a totally different scenario, right? So let's explore the first thing. The number one issue that most people debate on going to rent a property versus owning a property is the accumulation of the down payment. So that is number one. And as I said, I'm going by the area of the GTA, which is the Toronto area, which the entry point of buying a property would be in the $500,000 to $600,000. So if you are a first home buyer, you're looking at 5% under anything under 500,000. So that means that you're going to be able to buy a $500,000 property. You will need 5% down or $25,000. If you're buying a property that is higher than 500,000, the difference, you're gonna have to pay 10% on the down payment. So if you have a $600,000 property, you have the first 500,000 would be 5%, and the next 100,000 will be 10%. So that would be another $10,000 on top of the 25. So your total down payment for a $600,000 house would be $35,000. So as you can see, because the price point, it's quite high, the major barrier for most people would be to accumulate the down payment. Now, if this is your second property, majority of lenders will be asking for 20%. So if you're buying a $500,000 house now, it's 20% of 500,000, which is $100,000. So that's why investors now, they're looking for a lot of money somewhere else, because it's very difficult to get in the market, at least here in Toronto. So let's go back to that. So the first thing that you're gonna do is, first of all, look for the down payment. And the down payment, it's coming now quite a lot from the bank of mom and dad. If you are starting, but you do have parents that have the means to help you get started, you have a good job, so you're able to make the monthly payments. If you're able to get money from your parents, by all means, and of course, you know, if it is your desire to buy a property, to own something, absolutely, I would highly recommend that you can get into the market as soon as possible. Everybody thinks that, you know, well, I missed the boat, now houses are so high. Well, we really can't go back in time. Yeah, of course, if you could have bought a house 20 years ago, probably would have been better, but it's not the case. So the best thing that you can do is try to get in as quickly as possible. So another thing that I recommend, especially for real estate investors, is if where you live, it's a really high starting point, maybe the next thing that you could do is go outside that area. Maybe buy property that is maybe a duplex or a triplex that can give you a couple more income streams, and maybe you can use that income to pay for your rent if you are living in a place that you cannot move because of different reasons. Maybe it's your job, maybe it's your spouse's job that they have to be in that certain area, or maybe your children are still in school and you just don't want to move them. So there's many reasons why people need to stay in certain locations, but it's not forever. So if you decide that you want to stay in a particular area, but the price is high, then for real estate investors, the best thing to do is look for other areas that are more affordable and that you may be able to get a multifamily unit so you can get rents. And that will supplement your existing rent if you would decide to rent, or possible it could pay for the entire rent of where you're living. So that is what I have for you today. So if there is any questions, let me know, and let me know what you prefer. Do you prefer to rent or do you prefer to buy? Thank you for being here on the show. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when there are more shows available. And if you would like to have more information on how to start investing in real estate, please visit my website at www.aracelihernandez.com. Thank you.